said, I'll tell you all the story about the joker and the thief. I said, I'll tell you all about the joker and the thief in the night. What defines my name? What defines my name? NAS. What defines my name? NAS. What defines my name?
Name existed forever, means victory, helper. Whole name means protector, shortened it by 2 letters, without the IR at the end. The reincarnated Gil Scott living in the again. The World Cup in Moscow with a blonde who's a 10. Pen when I speak is like a lottery win. Quote my total, multi-mogul, so fly I can walk in any spot, every be soaking from a time when was stronger. Today's streets are calmer. They used to kill for shade sneaks and bombers. My name existed forever before Christians came in America, even better. With click sounds in their mouths was language for humans. With stick figures and K's, my name's written fluid. Nasty like way before even Rome had a sewage. For 50,000 years ago, if I could choose its origin, since there's nothing to gain by assuming, I'ma say the definition of my name, the truest. I shocked them like real product. Creep with baddies in sequence, dresses with high strung. Fresh off the jet, you can see my vision where I've come. How much time y'all got? Yo, Preem, let's drop something.
What defines my name? What defines my name? NAS. What defines my name? NAS. What defines my name?
DNA of King James, kin of St. Michael. Polygamous minded, 7 wives on ridiculous timing. They always share the same title. That be the talk. That's foul like a stop in Frisk, New York. At 20, I said I better quit by 30 than by 30. I thought by 40 rapping is corny. How wrong was I? Never would have thought that 50 new songs by Nas would be hard and live. I leave them scared like when they hear their name called, but ain't nobody there. The definition of my name probably started where I rode the E-train, fingers covered in ink stains. Writing was like an escape excited, leave the beat flame. It was Rod, Kane, Coogee, and Chris. Few names like Cool James, Face, Cube, and Rick. That was musically sick, successful and unnatural. I throw they songs in a cyanide capsule. The truth is poison to any fraud. Demigod, rocking suits and shoes, going against any odds. How could you hate me? I survived the 80s, the D's, the trauma, embalming fluid and laced. Inhale fumes from a stove up. The show's booked up. I chose to take the world over. Look up.
What defines my name? What defines my name? NAS. What defines my name? NAS. What defines my name?
Hey yo, 30 years later, Illmatic was dropped. Yeah, man, what am I doing?
Hey yo, Preem, chill. I got the rhymes, you got the beats.
Alright.
30 years later, we back in the streets, we back in the lab.
Alright then. Let's go, Nas.
It's time. It's album time. Yeah.
It's time.
It's time. Black is time.
Premiere album still gonna happen.
So try it again. Starting me over right back at the end.
When's the last time you were afraid?
The dead don't die, the heart still beats, head held high, I haunt these streets, life still me 100,000 times. You can try, but the dead don't die.
Now, from the home of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, Cleveland, Ohio, EA Sports proud to welcome you to Huntington Bank Field, the home of the Browns. Tonight, the third of 3 on this Wild Card Sunday. It's the Los Angeles Chargers and the Cleveland Browns. Game time is here. Glad you're with us. Mike Tirico along with Greg Olson. Off we go on Sunday Night Football. This one is going to sail through the end zone for a touchback. From the 35, it's 1st and 10. On the ground, here's Keaton Mitchell. He's taken down, but just shy of midfield. They get 13 to begin the drive. It's a 1st down.
And I think this is something we're going to see a lot here tonight. The ability to use this run game to really set the tone coming out here for this offense.
Throwing on 1st down is Herbert. He'll get this out wide to Mitchell. And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple.
A bit of a quick hitter here. What you're hoping for, Mike, is that the defense can't react quickly enough because the ball's coming out so hot. But they knew it was coming, and they end up holding them to just a short game.
And then downfield, it's Thomas. And he will get into the end zone. Ryan Thomas. Touchdown, Los Angeles. And that is the way to start a game. Not just score, but, Greg, score quickly. A nice opening drive for the first 6 points.
Well, it seems like the hour spent on that opening game script was time well spent. I mean, to take the ball right down the field that quickly, right at the gates, that's a pretty good opening drive and an early 6 points.
After the touchdown, here's Dicker out to send this one away. The return starts from the 5. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line.
Move 58!
They'll run, and this is Quinshawn Judkins. And the defense strings him out. He'll fight just to get back to the line of scrimmage.
You can tell the entire time that running back is just looking for his crease to get vertical and cut back. But the defense does a great job. Inside-out pursuit, strings this ball out towards the sideline. Nowhere to go, and they make a big stop for no gain.
He'll air it out down the middle. That is caught inside the 20. And he'll be taken down. It is a big play for the Browns. 56 yards.
Simply put, you just have to be more disciplined along the back end, Mike, especially when you're playing against a quarterback like this. I mean, his ability to identify mismatches so quickly and then target them with the ball, you've got to take away that space, change up your looks.
And he will get into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland.
And what a response by this offense. It's not easy taking the field, Mike, for the first time in the game, and you find yourself already down a score. They watch their opponent kind of march down the field and score on the opening possession, and they're able now to go out and square it on up. Allows you to take a deep breath, maybe get a little confidence for your defense to go out and get a stop, and they come over with this extra point. We got ourselves a tie ball game.
Showing off the big leg. Didn't want to defend a return, so this ball going to be spotted at the 35-yard line.
Run! Set. Let's go.
The drive will begin with a run by Mitchell. And he slips through an opening. Winds up getting about 8 at his past the 40-yard line. From the 43, here's 2nd and 2. Shotgun now for Herbert. That's complete. It's Rad McConkey. He's going to be out of bounds, but he's got the first down. A pickup of 8.
These are the play calls, Mike, that offensive coordinators use to just get their quarterback and their passing game into some sort of rhythm. Easy pitch and catch, get the ball out of his hand, see a completion. These typically, as the game goes on, lead to bigger and bigger gains.
And he's not going to get away. They're going to bring him down on the other side of midfield.
Well, the best screenplay is, of course, you want the offensive lineman out in front of the running back. They act as his escort, his lead blockers. But what you can't afford is for the defenders to be in the backfield and get to the running back, because those offensive linemen, they can't help him at all.
That's over the middle and intercepted. Picked off by the rookie out of Miami.
The Browns take over 1st and 10 at their own 40-yard line.
They'll come up 1st and 10 at the 40. Drive starts with a run by Judkey. And he's going to be taken down right at midfield. It's a nice start to the drive, a gain of 10 and a quick first down.
That's good for a Browns first down. 1st and 10 at the 50-yard line.
Now first down, it's back to Judkey. This time the sledding becomes a little more difficult. They're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage.
1-yard gain. Brings up
Ball
second
right on the 50-yard line. Here's 2nd and 9. In the shotgun, it's A-Rod. Open man downfield is Bannon, the tight end. And they're going to move this ball inside the 25-yard line. That's good for 27 and a first down.
1st and 10 at the 23-yard line.
A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. On the give, it's Judkey. And that'll be a pickup of 3.
Taken down at the 19-yard line. 4 yards.
Here's a 2nd and 6.
2nd and 6.
Back north. Go to 50. Hey, you block over here.
From the gun. Pressure gets there, and he goes down. A sack that should be the final play of this first quarter. One quarter in the books in round 1 of these AFC playoffs. Harris Evans on the scoreboard. And we're back to Cleveland in a minute. So, backed up after the sack, and now it's 3rd and long.
58. Hey, take 26.
Working out of the gun, it's Rodgers. And that is incomplete.
Great pass rushers live for 3rd down, especially when they know the offense has to be one-dimensional. And this is a great example here, Mike. They can just pin their ears back and go. They know there is no threat for run. It is a must-pass situation, and for this offense, they're lucky it didn't result in a sack.
His kick is perfect. And the Browns will break our tie and take a 10-7 lead.
And I think this is going to end up being considered a successful drive, Mike. I think obviously you would have loved to see them come down and convert and score a touchdown. But at the very least, they needed to come away with 3. They were able to do that and take a lead on that field goal.
Herbert now on 1st down. Oh, he's going to be followed up and taken down. They got him.
This is a great reminder of why it's so important to have great offensive tackles. When you get beat so fast off the edge, the quarterback has nowhere to go in the pocket to escape, and that's what happens.
That's going to be incomplete. Hubbard very good there. Contact jarring the ball loose, and it's going to force 3rd down.
13.
Let's go, let's go. Set. Stay in the tiger. 80. Set.
From the gun, it's Herbert. That's over the middle and intercepted. Picked off by Nick Cross. set up with a short field and a chance to extend their lead.
The Browns take over first and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Up the middle goes Judkins here, and they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line. A gain of 11 on that one. It's a Browns first down.
Browns first down. First and 10 at the 36-yard line.
Now the former Vol, Dylan Sampson. And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line. A pickup there of 13. First down, Cleveland.
Browns first down. First and 10 at the 23-yard line.
First down, right back to Sampson. This time they're ready for it. Room to run the last snap. Not this one. They stop him for no gain.
Brings up second and 10 at the 22-yard line.
Second down, Rodgers. That is caught for 3. And he's in. Devontae Smith. Touchdown, Browns.
You know, Mike, at this level, not all touchdowns are created equal. There's some plays that result in touchdowns, and then there are touchdown strikes. And this one is the latter. When you talk about a confidently thrown ball on the money downfield, it doesn't get a lot better than this. And his receiver is able to take it in for 6.
The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away.
The Chargers take over first and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
They'll start this on the ground with Mitchell. He'll be taken down after a gain of 2.
So this team finds themselves now in a little bit of a tricky situation here, Mike. If they don't find a way to start sustaining some of these drives and come away with points, all of a sudden you're trailing by double digits in the second half. You become very one-dimensional. You become very pass-happy, and that's certainly not how any team in the NFL wants to play.
It is third and 10. Out of the gun, here's Herbert. He'll let this one go. Deep for Thomas. And for the third time in this first half, he's been intercepted. Picked off by Tyson Campbell.
Intercepted. The Browns take over first and 10 at their own 4-yard line.
On the ground, it's Sampson to start this drive. He'll struggle to get back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe he gets a yard out of that one. It's second down.
Gain of a yard. Brings up second and 9.
Throwing, Rodgers. That one knocked away. It is incomplete. Very good job defensively. Stayed right with him. And we'll bring up third down.
Back north. 26.
To throw is Rodgers. And that is incomplete.
And this passing game continues to come up short these last couple plays. That's 2 consecutive incompletions in a row. Now they're staring fourth down right in the face.
Davis to return it. And he'll be brought down. Short return. And they'll take over there.
At their own 38-yard line.
Now a first and 10 from the 38-yard line. To throw is Herbert. This one downfield. Take it in by Higgins. to the wild card game, and good for a first down.
It's a gain of 25 yards. First down, Chargers.
On first down, it's Mitchell. Strong running there. Inside the 30. On the move with a gain of 9. Second and a yard. Now it's Herbert. That is caught. And he'll take it on in. Touchdown, L.A.
Mike, we used to have a saying that it was the responsibility of the receiver to run the route through the eyes of the quarterback. And I think this is a great example here. Two guys clearly on the same page. Quarterback expected his target to be in a certain place at a certain time. He's there. Ball's delivered accurately. He's able to pick up the rest with his legs, and that's a big-time connection for the touchdown.
From the 6, here comes a return. And a solid run back there. He'll get this out past the 30-yard line.
32-yard line.
They'll run with Judkins to begin the drive. And he's going to get this one out to the 43-yard line. They'll get 11 there. And that's a quick first down.
And the Browns, first down. First and 10 at the 40.
Again, it's Judkins. And they get this one across midfield to the 47-yard line. Give him 10 more on that one. And another first down.
Browns,
Here's first and 10.
first and 10 at the 47-yard line.
They'll give it to Sampson. Nice job pushing through the would-be tackler. Gain of about 3. Second down.
Hey, 626!
Taken down at the 43-yard line. A 3-yard
26.
pickup brings up second and 7.
Here's Rodgers. He'll let this go deep for the end zone. That is going to be hauled in. He's got it. Devontae Smith. Touchdown, Cleveland. He is shining in this postseason spotlight. That's his second touchdown of the game. The PAT, up and good. And the Browns add on one more as they extend their second quarter lead. They didn't leave much time on the clock to put together a drive here at the end of the first half. And the kickoff's coming their way. The return team going to let that one go. It'll go through the end zone. It's a touchback. Herbert now on first down. The pressure gets there, and down he goes. Now the Chargers will use the first of their timeouts, and they stop it with 19 seconds to go in this opening half. Work to do now as they come up on second and long. Here's Herbert. Going up top. That ball incomplete. Got the hands in there to break it up. Could have been a big gainer. Instead, it sets up a third down.
Really nice job there of not only tracking the ball, but then putting yourself in position to make the play. And that's step one. I promise you step two on that sideline. His secondary coach is saying, hey, next time you can get your hand on the ball, let's try to come away with that takeaway.
He's going to dial up another deep ball. And his offense is going to be all set up with a short field and a chance to extend their lead. Raheem Morris now will send out the field goal unit. This will be a 38-yard attempt. He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Browns can tack on 3 more, extending the lead here late in the first half. One team advances. One team's season ends here. Second half underway in the AFC wildcard game. And that one is through the back of the end zone. It is a touchback. They'll start on the ground with Sampson. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45. That one good for a dozen. And a very quick first down.
That's good for a Browns first down. First and 10 at the 47.
Once again, it's Sampson. This time the sliding becomes a little more difficult. They're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage.
Well, this play, Mike, was clearly about the job of this defensive line. Great job holding their ground, forcing these blockers to be stood up. Nowhere to go for this running back, and they hold him to no gain.
Now a second down throw from Rod. Open downfield is Parkinson. And he's taken down inside the opponent's 35. His first catch to the wild card game, and good for a first down.
And while it ultimately worked out for him this time, Mike, this is not a throw he wants to make a habit of, because that was risky. When he threw it, I thought that ball was being picked. I think he got away with one here, results in a big pickup, and get a fresh set of downs.
And good hard running there. He'll push his way forward, gain of about 5. Ball on the 27. Here's second down and 4. On the handoff, this is Sampson. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. It's third and 4.
Brings up third and 4.
58. Hey, 88.
Now Rodgers. The pressure, too much, and he goes down.
All right, so it's only one drive here in the second half, and they trail pretty big here to start the third. But it seems this defense came out with a little different energy than we saw in the first half. Whatever was said in the locker room seemed to have worked. Now it's the offense's chance to see if they can cut into this deficit. And this is what you want. I mean, you clearly have the advantage, but you want to continue to apply pressure. Can you score every time you get the ball? They're able to do that here. They tack on 3 and extend their lead.
This one is going to sail through the end zone for a touchdown. On the give, it's Mitchell. And he works past the 40, taken down after a gain of 7. From the 42-yard line, here's second and 3. Herbert to throw. Try to set up the screen to Mitchell. And it'll be a short pickup. That's not enough for the first down.
Just a little slow developing on that screenplay there. It's pretty obvious to the entire defense exactly what was going on. Nobody was thinking pass. Nobody was getting back into their drops, and just nowhere for that back to go.
And he's got it. Remove the chains. First down at the 47.
And the Chargers first down.
On first down, Herbert. He'll let this one go. Deep for Thomas. That's hard. Not quite to the end zone, but in great position out of bounds at the 3. That is a big play for LA. It's a gain of 49.
5-9, 5-9. Hey, Kappa.
Mitchell trying to fight his way into the end zone, but they will mark him short. Down at the 1. A little closer. Here's second and goal. They'll go with the sneak. Looking to squeeze into a crease somewhere. Did not break the plane. They're going to mark him short. Now the Chargers will use the first of their timeouts. Talk things over before third down. Now, Herbert. That's going to be broken up in the end zone. Incomplete. There was no space to fit that one in. And now here comes fourth and goal.
Teams practice these situations all week long. Like down here in the tight red zone, you find yourself inside the 10-yard line. You're thinking, we've got to come away with the touch.
That's going to be intercepted in the end zone. Picked off by Denzel Ward. The drive begins at the 20. Here's first and 10. They'll run it with Judkins. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. Adrian Taylor-Demerson on the tackle.
At the 24-yard line. A gain of 4. It's now second and 6.
1 quarter remains here in this AFC wild card matchup. This is the NFL playoffs on EA Sports. From the 24 now, here's second and 6. Here's Judkins now as we begin the fourth quarter. And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. Got to get it to the 30. Here comes third down. Rodgers. He is hit before he can get rid of it. And down he goes.
Looked like a pass protection breakdown. They had 5 offensive linemen and a running back in the backfield. I promise you, somebody was assigned to that linebacker, but he timed the blitz perfectly. He ran through and was able to bring him down for a big sack.
And how about that? Nice return there, picking his way up past the 35-yard line. From the 39, here's a first and 10. McConkey in motion. Throwing on first down is Herbert. He'll let this one go. Deep for Thomas. That is brought in. They're going to have it first and goal. He'll be out of bounds at about the 5-yard line. So a big one there to start the drive. 56 yards. Shotgun now for Herbert. This one broken up. And it's incomplete. The defender right there with him. It brings up second down.
He's got to find a way to hold on to that one. I mean, you're right on the doorstep of the end zone. And listen, I understand that hit is coming. But guess what? That hit's coming.
Powering forward. He's in. Peyton Mitchell. Touchdown Chargers. Point after now from Dicker. The kick is good. And the Chargers are able to cut the deficit to 10.
Chargers 20.
So down 2 scores, they're going to roll the dice here with an onside kick. The kickoff unit is out there, and they'll send this one away.
see teams really start taking some chances. And boy, this was a big one, but it's not going to work out.
On the ground, Judkins. The hold closes quickly. He'll pick up about 3.
It's a pickup of 3.
From the 41, here's second down and 7.
41-yard line.
They run it once more with Judkins. And he is not going to get away. Might have gotten a yard, but it will set up third down.
It's a gain of 2. Brings up 3rd and 5.
319, inside. 26. 319.
Rogers. That pass sideline is caught. Nice catch. Stays in bounds. And he's got the first down. Terrific job with the feet to make that one a grab. They'll give it here to Judkins. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more.
1 yard gain. Brings up 2nd and 9.
Here's a 2nd and 9 now from the 29.
319. 319.
Inside run with Sampson. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that one. Now a timeout Chargers here. That's their 2nd. Talk things over before 3rd down.
Hey, 319. Stay right. Back north. 319.
Rogers now. Oh, that may be the break they needed. That one's intercepted. And the Chargers are going to take over at their own 28-yard line.
Mike, there's usually such a comfort level when the guy playing quarterback behind center is a veteran. They've seen a lot of ball. You can trust them to make good decisions. And then every once in a while, one just gets away. And that's just simply a bad ball, a bad mistake. I mean, you're not going to get away with it at this level.
Now a shot here, deep middle. And he can't hang on through the contact. Incomplete. Good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. It'll bring up 2nd down.
This is one of those situations that plays directly into the hands of the defense because, think, Mike, they know this offense has to be one-dimensional. This has to be a pass. So what do? They bring in extra defensive backs. They clog up the back end. And at the end of the day, there's just nowhere for the offense to go with the ball.
That one broken up. It's incomplete. All over him down the field. It'll set up 3rd down. Now Herbert. He's going to try it here again. That is hard. And he's down inside the 40-yard line.
It's a gain of 35. And the Chargers, first down.
Now Herbert again. That one incomplete. The defender right there to make the play. And it's 2nd down.
So this is where it gets really challenging as an offense. You find yourself trailing late in the game. The defense can play you one-dimensional. They know it's a pass-first situation, so extra defensive backs, the zones and the coverage are a little bit tighter and cloudier, and he's having a hard time finding any open windows downfield.
That one's incomplete. Good coverage there. Made it uncomfortable for the receiver. Couldn't hang with it, and it brings up 3rd down.
He's usually such a reliable target in the passing game, Mike. We just don't see him struggle to come down with catches like that all too often. And when you're one of the go-to guys on your team,
in trouble, and down he goes.
6 yards. And it's 4th down.
So 2 minutes left to play in the 2nd half. Greg and I back for the conclusion in a moment. they go. This is 4th down. They'll go for it. It's Harper. And more of the same. Another interception. Picked off by Nick Cross.
Intercepted. It's a turnover on downs.
It's a 3 tight end look as they have it 1st and 10. Drive starts with a run by Judkins. And they will finally run him down up near midfield. A big play to kick off this drive. 32 yards.
And this is the point of the game, Mike, where you really can start leaning on your run game and try to close this game out. You've got the lead, you're in the 4th quarter, and they're able to pop off a big run.
They go 3 tight ends here on 1st and 10. On the handoff, Judkins. He did not want to go down there. Carrying tacklers, it's a gain of 9. An enviable spot to operate from. Here's 2nd and inches. Here's Sampson. And he's going to pick it up. Take it down inside of the 35 for the 1st down.
It's a gain of 8. That's good for a Browns 1st down.
On 1st down, right back to Sampson. And this is going to be a touchdown. They are going to extend the lead here in the final minute of play.
There's so many elements of this play, Mike, that are just so impressive. Not only the ability to break tackles and make guys miss, but then the speed to say, okay, I can make guys miss, but I can also take it to the house. I mean, there's just not a lot of backs in the league that have that combination skill set. They're fortunate for them. They've got one here, and he makes a big play here for a touchdown.
Showing off the big leg. Didn't want to defend a return, so this ball going to be spotted at the 35-yard line. Herbert now on 1st down. He'll let this one go. Deep for Thomas. That'll be batted away. Incomplete. Coverage very strong defensively. It's 2nd down. From the gun, it's Herbert. Again, working deep downfield. And that is incomplete.
They're trying to take the top off the defense, make them feel that vertical threat, and soften everything up. Wasn't a ton of separation downfield, at least not what they would have preferred, and ends up being a wasted down.
He's going to look downfield once again. And that final throw here is intercepted. Picked off by Tyson Campbell. So it's a win for the Browns. They are moving on in these playoffs. Won't have a long time to celebrate this one. They have to get right back to work for the divisional round. So that'll just about do it for Greg Olson and our entire team. I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more